ॐ बांग मे मनसि प्रतिष्ठिता मनो मे वाची प्रतिष्ठितम् आविराविर्मयेधि वेदस्सम आणीस्थ श्रुतं मे मा प्रहासि अनेनाधीतेनाहोरात्रान् सन्दधामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारमवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्ति 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 हरिः ॐ। Om. May my speech be accorded with the mind. May my mind be accorded with the speech. O self-effulgent one Brahman, reveal thyself to me. May you both, speech and mind, be the carriers of the highest truth to me. May not all that I have heard depart from me. May I be able to join day and night through the study with Brahman. I shall utter what is verbally true. I shall utter what is mentally true. May that Brahman protect me. May that Brahman protect the teacher. May that protect me. May that protect the teacher. Om. Peace, peace. Peace be unto you all. Good morning. This morning is the last lecture before summer recess. So we will have summer recess after 4th of July, and then we will resume again end of this September. You can find the date in our bulletin, and in between we have few events. On 4th of July, here in this hall there is a spiritual retreat, whole day spiritual retreat. 6 Swamis from different centers of the United States will be coming, and we will discuss on different aspects of Swami Vivekananda in his Bay Area visit. We are celebrating a long anniversary of Swami Vivekananda's visit, 125th visit anniversary of Swami Vivekananda in the Bay Area. So this 4th of July, and we have another event on 5th of July, that is in San Ramon. That will be from 4:30 to 7:30. There, 2 Swamis will speak and some spiritual devotional bhajan, etc. But here, a lot of events, music, devotional singing, meditation, offering of flowers, lot of things is going to happen here. And we have academic event next. The most important event is in July 26th. That's the musical event. You see here the poster is there. So I request you all again, please join. It is only our fundraising program. So please join. So this morning I am going to speak. Actually, when I was thinking, I was laughing myself that the title of my talk today is what's the problem? So I shall close my lecture before summer recess with the problem, not the solution. So, however, we have to understand what is the problem. Generally, we speak about our problem. We have problem. It is true, we all have problems. But if I ask you, definitely I know that you will tell me you have one problem, she has another problem, he has another problem, she has another problem. So problem differs. There are variety problems and problem differs. But when we try to solve the problem, if there are thousands of problems and we want to address them one by one, it is extremely difficult to solve those problems in one life. Because thousands of problems and the nature of problems are different. So always in science also, in science and spirituality also, they try to figure out one central problem or maybe two problems which are common to all problems. So kind of generalization of problem, or in a broader way I can say universalization of problems. If we can try to figure out one or two problems which is common to every life, it expresses in different ways, but the basic problem is common to each and everybody, then we can address that and it is easier to solve the problem in that way. Let me try to. So, before solving our problem, we have to understand the problem, the nature of problem. Generally, we are perturbed, we are stressful, we are worried to see the external situation, and we cannot think deeply what is the real problem, what is the actual problem, and that's why we cannot solve the problem. Most of the cases in our life, you think deeply, you cannot solve the problem. So what happens? Then how the problem become resolved? Actually, when problem comes, it disturbs our regular systematic life. There will be a conflict with the problem because it disturbs our regular rhythmic life. Unless we include that problem into our system of life, we will be disturbed and it is very difficult to resolve that problem. If you think very carefully, you will find that we actually cannot solve our problem. We only resolve the conflict and we internalize the problem. The problem will become in our system. So we do not feel any conflict or interaction with the problem. This is number one. The second thing is that if we divide our problems in two categories, one is the problem, physical problem, the problem of our living, eating, clothing, etc., etc. These are all physical problems. Now, this physical problem, yes, definitely these are problems. If the joblessness is a problem, absolutely it is a problem. Those are economic problems, social problems. These are problems, and we are actually occupied by all these kind of problems. But these are physical problems, and this can be solved in different ways. And in modern situation, in modern days, I think there is none, especially in the United States, there is none who will say that I am starving, I do not have 2 square of meal, and obviously the medical aids in this country. So in this country, everybody can have 2 squares of meal and medical help and little bit shelter. Shelter obviously is little bit difficult, but minimum wage can have this kind of physical facilities. So mainly these physical facilities and struggle for existing in the physical level we find among the plants and the animals. Besides this physical kind of problems, there are another kind of problem, which is the mental problem, which is the psychological problem. I am sure that many of you have seen such a person who is poor, but he or she lives extremely happily. They are happy. They may be poor, but they are happy. On the other hand, you can see innumerable people, those who are rich, but they are unhappy. Most of the rich people, they are actually unhappy. So in our order, we had a very senior Swami, very respected and excellent orator and thinker, Swami Ranganathananda ji. In one of his lectures, he said that, you see, in this country, means the United States, people spend thousands and thousands of dollars to have peaceful sleep. But the poor country in India, you can find under the scorching sun in the noon time in summer, you can find people are in deep sleep on the sidewalk. So, peaceful deep sleep doesn't depend on physical facilities and physical state. This morning I am going to concentrate my talk on this psychological aspect of problem. Because if we summarize, or if we see what is the bottom line of the problem, you can find that main problem generates from within. If you see the external things, those are the happenings. They do not have any kind of problematic things. They are happenings. An accident, death, sickness. All these are the happenings. It happens. But the sadness and happiness, it generates from our mind, our within. So the real problem generates within, not the outside. Outside problem may stimulus that works as a stimulus, that works as a reactor to instigate our sadness or happiness, or to ignite our happiness and sadness in within. But they are not actually the problem. The problem is within. Now let us think. So many people, take the example. A person, he or she earns $10 per month. And that person is happy. But a person earns $100 per month, that person is extremely unhappy. So the point is not the external things. The point is happiness and sadness depends upon within. And the physical level, this happiness and sadness that are connected with the plants and the animals, not the human being. And that is what Charles Darwin says, the struggle for existence. The struggle for existence, it is connected with the plants and animal. No human being are nowadays struggle for existence. Now, what is the internal problems? If we summarize, if we generalize, if we universalize all the problems, only one problem. We all have only one problem. And that is the problem of being and non-being. Existence and non-existence. In what language, in what expression you can explain it? The problem is being and non-being, existence and non-existence, assertion and negation. So this is the only problem. Let me explain it in detail. Take the example of Lord Buddha. Number of times I gave this example of Lord Buddha. Why Lord Buddha left his home and hearth? Can you remember that story? So he saw three sights. What are those? Old age, sickness, and death. These are the three sides Buddha saw and tried to find the solution. He left his home and hearth. So what kind of solution he wanted to search? Could he stop old age? Could he stop sickness? Could he stop death? So why should we adore Buddha? What was the solution Buddha found? And what is the actual problem? So actual problem that Buddha found, Buddha was an extremely intelligent person, evolved person, not ordinary human being. Extremely evolved person. So what is the problem Buddha found? Buddha found only one problem. That is being and non-being. What is being and non-being? People, they want long life. Everybody want long life, but they cannot find it. People do not want to be sick. They want healthy body. Can they get it? People do not want old age. They always try to be young, physically, mentally. Can they get it? That is the problem. Assertion and negation. We want to do something, but we cannot. We want immense success in life, but we cannot. This is the problem. The problem is within. The problem generates inside. There is no connection with any outside things. And the main problem is being and non-being. All the desires, ambitions, plans, and activities of man are based on the belief in the permanence of his being. That we shall enjoy, we will be permanently living, and our life will be happy always. If we can call this assertion being. But impermanence, it is not so. For short time we can get the happiness. But most of the time, why Lord Buddha said that life is sorrowful? Why? Because most of our life, the young boys and girls, they cannot understand it. But after 50s, close to the 60s, people can assess that how much happiness I got from life and how much suffering. And if you account that, you can find the suffering is more. So this impermanence means not non-existence. Impermanent means denial of all these things. So real problem, we want, but we cannot get it. The denial of all things. That's the common problem. This is if you think very carefully, this is the real problem. It means non-being, asat, the negation of existence. Non-existence, impermanence, is an essential part of life and a matter of common experience. What we call life is a dialectical confrontation between assertion and denial. That is life. Swami Vivekananda's one of the disciples, the Maharaja of Khetri, he asked this question, what is life? And Swami Vivekananda replied, life is unfoldment and fulfillment of a being under circumstances tending to press it down. We always try to unfold and fulfill ourselves. But some kind of external forces, some kind of things are not allowing to do it. This conflict is called life. We want to live long, we cannot. We want to be extremely wealthy, we cannot. So somehow or other, our unfoldment and fulfillment are restricted, checked, blocked by some kind of forces. And this fight is called life. See, in every activity, you are fighting. You want something and you are fighting against something which is not allowing you to do it. And as long as you can fight, you are a living being. When the fight is stopped, you are dead. So that is the definition of life. Being and non-being, affirmation and negation are the two poles of life. Life is thus a contradiction, a paradox. Almost all the problems of life stem from this paradoxical nature of life. Animals do not feel it. Man alone feels it. It is a particularly human experience. How can we solve it? So what is our problem? Our problem is being and non-being, assertion and negation, want and denial. That is our problem. How to solve it? There are two ways to solve this problem. But again, I am not going to speak you the total solution of the problem. I shall keep the problem for summer vacation. So the first one is the struggle to avoid non-being. Struggle to avoid negation. Struggle to avoid denial. That is the first. And the second, assertion. Struggle to assert. One is positive, one is negative. Try to assert our being. Try to assert, to establish our things. We want, see, the medical aspect. The lifespan increases. So, disease, they are trying to push us down. But scientific development, other development is trying to push it there. So this is the assertion. And other is to cut short or to try to remove the denial. These are the two approaches we have. The first one, the struggle to avoid the denial or non-being or non-existence. Non-being does not mean only physical non-existence or death. It covers mind and its products also. Non-being means negation. Negation of everything connected with human existence. Negation of the real nature of man, the essence of human soul. In Vedanta, non-being is called Maya or Ajnana, ignorance. Our real nature is blissful, sorrow is negation. Sin is the negation of the divinity of the Atman. Humiliation is the negation of the dignity of soul. And for this, what happens? These are internal, no? We want. Nobody can understand that. Because we want. It is our wish. But what is the expression? External expression. The external expression is fear. There is a perpetual fear of negation, non-being in us. Behind every action, there is a fear of failure. Behind every desire, there is a fear of unfulfillment. And you know, I referred it earlier also in different occasions. There is a beautiful Sanskrit verse of Bhartrihari. Everything is full with fear except one thing. This whole universe, every action, every thought is full with fear. Beautiful verse. Again and again it is worth listening. See, I shall read it slowly. Bhoge, very simple Sanskrit. Bhoge rogo bhayam. This verse is from Bhartrihari. Vairagya Shatakam. We should learn those things actually. Vairagya Shatakam. Bhoge rogo bhayam. What does it mean? Those people who are enjoying life. Bhoga. Bhoga means they are enjoying life. Those who are enjoying life, say the rich men, billionaires, They are enjoying life, you know. What is their fear? They don't have fear of money. They don't have fear of taxes. They don't have fear of that Wall Street. So they don't have any fear of anything. But they have only one fear. Bhoge rogo bhayam. Roga. Roga means? Roga means? Sickness. Health problem. Bhoge rogo bhayam. So those who are enjoying, for them sickness. Oh my gosh, you know, I have huge money and I am fond of Rasagulla. But I cannot take Rasagulla, you know, my blood sugar is so high. Bhoge rogo bhayam. Kule chuti bhayam. Proud. I have huge proud. Yes, I am the, you know, white collar person, you know. I am the CEO of that company. So, kule chuti bhayam. Anytime another person will come. Anytime another person will come. So they have a fear to hold the chair. Bitte nripalad bhayam. Those who have money, they have fear of taxes. But there are people, they don't pay taxes. Still they are very high. But they have rogo bhayam, probably. Then mane doino bhayam. Those who are extremely respected, very dignified and respected person, Nobel laureate. So they have the fear that if my respect is tainted in any way, so they always try to keep their respect, name and fame. They have that fear. Mane doino bhayam. Bole ripu bhayam. Those who are the muscle man, you know, huge bodily strength, muscle man, they have fear that if they lose their strength, rupe jaraya bhayam. You know, the Hollywood star, Rupe. Rupe means the beauty. The Hollywood star, they have also fear. Jara, old age. Once in a while you have to old age. So now YouTube, no, YouTube are coming, you know, without your notice, YouTube are coming. So I saw one YouTube that came, and the Bollywood stars, their picture in their age of 20 and their picture at the age of 80. You can find it. It's funny. So, Rupe Jaraya Bhayam. Shastre Badi Bhayam. Those who are extremely, you know, the scientists, they formulated a theory, they have patent. You know, in corporate sector, how many patent you have? So they have patent. Now in the patent, the opposition, you know. So, Badi Bhayam. So anybody may counter, no, your theory is wrong. See, now it is proved that string theory is not perfect. So, Shastre Badi Bhayam. Gune Khalo Bhayam. So, a lot of qualities. But the fear The fear of, in virtue, the fear of scandalmongers. The virtuous people, the monk. I have a fear for scandalmongers. If anybody says anything behind me, any kind of scandal, that is not good for me. So for the virtuous people, the fear of scandalmongers. In body, kaye kritanto bhayam. In body, the fear of death. Indeed, everything, sarve bostu bhayannitam. Sarve bostu means all the things are full of fear. Only one things, bhuvi rinan, only one things is not connected with fear. What is that? Nrinang vairagyamevam abhayam. Only vairagya. Vairagya means denunciation. Renunciation. Only in renunciation alone fearless. If you renounce anything, no, I shall not take this, there is no fear. When you renounce your part, there is no fear there. Everything is connected with fear except renunciation. One of the basic teachings of Swami Vivekananda is that fear is the main cause of human suffering. He says, either in this world or in the world of religion, it is true that fear is the sure cause of degradation and sin. It is fear that brings misery, fear that brings death, fear that breeds evil. Here by fear, Swami Vivekananda means the deep-seated existential fear. And what causes fear? He continues, ignorance of our own nature. It is this ignorance that existential philosophers can call non-being. So what is the cause of fear? So if we avoid non-being, there will be fear. Then assertion of being. If we assert, we have seen that there is an inherent fear of non-being. Half of the energies of man is spent on overcoming this fear, deep-rooted fear. Everything. You just take one example. Now it is rampant, the joblessness. What is actual fear? Not the joblessness or having job. The fear, actual fear, is what is going to happen. How can I survive? The fear of survival means fear of death. Deeply, fear of death. In civilized societies, this external struggle for physical existence has been eliminated to a great extent through technological advancement, economic planning, and reconstruction, and increased social awareness. At the mental plane, the struggle to assert being manifests in four ways. If we try to assert ourselves, we do in four ways. First, pursuit of sense pleasure. How can we assert ourselves? First expression is pursuit of sense pleasure. Number two, pursuit of power. Power of knowledge, power of physical strength, power of money, power. I am powerful than you. The third one is the pursuit of higher values and spiritual aspiration. So these three expressions we have. And in Indian terminology, they called Purushartha, Tri Borga. In Sanskrit, they are called Tri Borga. Tri means three. Tri Borga. What are those? The pursuit of sense pleasure, kama. Then, pursuit of power, artha. And then pursuit of values and spiritual aspiration, dharma. Dharma, artha, kama. These are the three expressions for our assertion. If we want to assert ourselves, three levels. Try to this. You have to think it deeply. What I am doing. If I have to assert myself, how can I assert? Either through power, through virtues of spiritual aspiration, or this. In some people, all the mental energies are direct towards sense pleasure. And you know the ancient story of Jajati. The story of Jajati. So, he wants sense pleasure, He was old. He wants sense pleasure. So, he requested God to want more and more sense pleasure. God said, you see, you have a definite span of living. If you want more than that, you have to request your son to get the span of life from him. Jajati's father, he went to son and said, you see, can you please give me some lifespan? So son said, yes, you can take. He took it, and the son died. So in this way, Jajati had 1,000 sons. And Jajati took life from everybody. But he was not satisfied. So that is what a beautiful Sanskrit verse again. Na jatu kamo kaman upabhogena sammati havisha krishna vartmevo bhuyo eva ovidhiyate. Desire, kama, never be satisfied. If you give the ingredient of kama, I have desire to take Rasagulla, fond of Rasagulla, thousands of Rasagulla. Do you think if I take 1,000 Rasagulla in one day and I will be satisfied? No. It is just like to put ghee in a fire. If you put ghee in the fire, do you think fire will be satisfied in any day? Never and ever. Instead, it will grow. The kama, desire, is just like that. You cannot satisfy it. Only if you give the food of desire, that will grow. So Jajati's story is that. So then again, the artha, the mental energies of some others are directed to acquire power, which is called artha. It is the desire for power and superiority that urges people to acquire more land, more money, more material goods, more strength, fame, beauty, and higher social status. However, the lust for power can never be satisfied for more acquiring. And the last is the pursuit of goodness, takes the form of ethical life and social service. The pursuit of beauty constitutes the primary basis of art. All these three pursuits are covered by comprehensive term dharma. But these values, though superior to sense pleasure and greed, are only the shadows of ultimate reality, and therefore incapable of bringing the lasting fulfillment. The effort to attain fulfillment by way of kama, artha, and dharma is restricted to body and mind. When man realizes the futility of this effort, he begins to seek spiritual principles beyond body. So when you are in problem, what you will do? What we do? We try to find the solution from the world, from our friend, from our seniors. We try to find the solution. And soon we can find that this help is inadequate. Most of the time, we cannot get real help. Even though we get it, probably that will be inadequate. So, when we find that this worldly solution is futile or inadequate, then we turn inside to solve our problem. True spiritual aspiration is an intense desire for freedom. That is the real solution. Freedom. Freedom from what? Freedom from fear. Freedom from unfulfillment. Freedom from non-being. Freedom to attain the true immutable being, which is man's original nature. Total and everlasting freedom from all miseries and struggles. That is the solution that Lord Buddha found. Total freedom, moksha, liberation. Liberation from fear. Liberation from non-being. Liberation from unfulfillment. That is the solution Lord Buddha found. Now, to recapitulate, there are two basic strivings in man: the struggle to avoid non-being and the struggle to assert being. The struggle to avoid non-being manifests itself in fear and anxiety. And the struggle to assert gives us unfulfillment. Both are not ever lasting and permanent. How to attain freedom from fear and unfulfillment? This is the main existential problem of man. He tries to work various worldly solutions, but as Sankhya Karika points out, worldly remedies are neither absolute nor final. Ekanta atyanta abhavat. That is the sutra in Sankhya Karika. Ekanta atyanta abhavat. Neither absolute nor fulfillment. Commenting on this passage, Vachaspati says that if such remedy existed, nobody would strive for spiritual life. If Buddha could understand that only few hospitals, few food stalls is sufficient to remove the sickness and hunger, poverty, then Buddha had enough money to establish thousands of food stalls, thousands of super hospitals, and all other things. But he did not do that. He left his home and hearth. And that is why spirituality. Here comes the spirituality. So how do you solve your problem? Not from the external world. Go inside and we will solve the problem. How can you solve the problem? That is the subject matter of another talk after summarizes. There are different ways of solving the problem. There is Buddhist way of solving the problem. There is Vedantic way of solving the problem. But nothing from the external world. All are from within. The trouble generates from within. So we have to solve the trouble going within. Thank you. Do you have any question? Quick question, yes.
Mentioned about renunciation. Could you please share more light on that?
Renunciation of what?
Anything.
Well,
Also, how does one arrive at renunciation? Let's say, for example, specifically pleasure.
let me give you one story. The story was told by Swami Turiyananda, one of the direct disciples of Sri Ramakrishna. So a guru, you know guru? The preceptor. A guru gave initiation to his disciple and said, see, renounce. Okay. Now the disciple, he started spiritual practice deeply, but he found that there is no progress. Then he thought that Guru advised me to renounce. Then he thought that yes, I am in the house, and so he renounced house and everything. He went to a side of a bank of a river and put a small shelter kind of shed, and he stayed there, and he started again spiritual practice. After a short time, he found that no progress. Then he thought, okay, maybe this is also shelter, and I am begging and eating, so that is, we have to renounce that one. So he renounced that only under a tree, and he stopped begging. So he became very lean and thin, weak. But after some time, he found that there is no progress. Then he thought, what happens? I renounce everything, but still I do not have spiritual progress. So he thought, maybe I have a body, so I have to renounce that one. So what he did, he lights a fire, and he was ready to jump into the fire to renounce his body. Then suddenly Guru appears and said, what you are doing? Then the disciple says, you told me to do renunciation. I did everything, but I could not find any spiritual advancement. So I thought that I have to renounce the body, and then I can get the spiritual advancement. So I am ready, fire is here, I am here, so I am going to jump. Then Guru says, okay, it is good that you are going to renounce the body, but do you think renouncing your body, you can renounce everything? Then disciple was a little bit, thoughtful, that what does it mean? That renouncing body, I cannot renounce everything, because body is the only thing I can renounce everything. Then Guru says, okay, can you renounce your desire? You can renounce your body, that is true. But according to Indian philosophy, there is rebirth. And your karma, your desire, that will go with you. So can you renounce that? You can renounce body and take another body. But the desire is there. The bag of samaskaras, you are carrying that bag. Renounce that one. That is the real renounce. So freedom. Freedom means total renunciation. Freedom from what? Freedom from fear. Freedom from all kinds of desire. That is the real freedom. People think that I can do whatever I like. That is the freedom. No. That is not the freedom. What you can do, what you like you can do, that is the slavery. Because you are the slave of your instinct. You are the slave of your senses. That is extreme slavery. You are the slave of your mind. What your mind is prompting, you are jumping like that. Mind says you dance, you are dancing. Mind says you sleep, you are sleeping. You are the slave of your mind. And do you know what is the nature of mind? If your friend always commits and always fails, can you believe that friend? What your mind is doing? Now it is suggesting like this, now it is suggesting like this. When you go out from this hall, your mind will say, go right. You will go right. But for 3 days, You thought I shall go left. After I shall attend the lecture, and after this lecture, I shall buy from Walgreen or somewhere a little bit milk. But when you go out, your mind will say, no, you can buy milk, tomorrow. Now you go there. And last 3 days you are thinking. Don't your mind prompt these things? Always say something and do something? How can you believe your mind? So, freedom from the clutches of mind. That is real freedom. Thank you. Question?
It's more of a comment, but it's going to make a very short. I just feel like I've thought about this whole subject for a long time in many different ways, and the thing that is missing for me is illustrated by the person Viktor Frankl, who is a psychologist who spent time in a Nazi concentration camp where all of his needs were unmet. He lived every moment thinking he was going to be killed the next day. He was starving to death. He had no hopes for the future, and he tried to figure out, under these severe conditions, what could possibly give him the will to live. And he found his therapy, and he developed logotherapy, which he said there is another desire for man besides the desires that are normally put forth, and that is the desire for meaning. And even though you are suffering, if you have an idea of the meaning, such as he would try, and it has to do with helping others too, to try to comfort someone in that environment gave his life meaning, and that gave him the will to live. So that is something that's very critical for humans, because we could all dream of becoming like AI robots, not feeling anything, not desiring anything, but having an absolute meaningless existence. But that's not what we want to do. So meaning is even possible in great suffering, and sometimes it's very possible during those times. So that situation is never addressed in the Buddha, Dharma, and things like that. It never comes up. So that's why I wanted to put that out.
Yeah, this is a very good point. But unfortunately, I don't know whether we can address this here to your question. It is very simple, and always we do that. See, if you do not any desire, if you do not any motive force to do something, what is our motive force? Desire is our motive force. If you do not have anything in your mind to achieve, what is your motive force? How can you work? Our main workforce, motive force is desire. So if you don't have any desire, how can you work? That is the question number one. The question number two is, everything is meaningful, and we must have meaning of life. And the point is, if we do not have anything, how can we live? If we do not have meaning, then if desire is not there, there is no meaning, and how we can do? Yes, it is possible. It is possible. I can give you one small example. Example of the monks of Ramakrishna order. Take the example of myself, okay? This is my fifth center. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, fourth center. Prior to that, I had in 4 centers in India. Well, so wherever I have worked, I worked intensely and I thought that this is my center. I am belong to this center. I am here. I think I am belong to this center. Okay? The moment when I will be transferred to any other center that I did before 4 times, I do not have any connection with this. So, what gives me neither attachment nor any kind of desire? So this state is called witness. The more you are unattached. So see, here is a big question. The corporate management people, they say that if you don't have passion to your work, that will be bad. You must have some kind of passion towards your work. The other group is saying the passion is very bad. If you develop more passionlessness, that will give you more productivity.
I think it also has to do with selfishness.
So you can, these all kind of debates you can find in TED Talk, you can find in internet. Yes, internet, you can find it. But really, the less emotional we are, the more productive we will be. No doubt about that. This is a big question. We shall talk on it afterwards, not now. But it is possible. It is not numbness. If we do not have any desire, any kind of attachment, any kind of thing, we do not become stone-like numb, because our real nature is blissful. We want beauty. We want goodness. We want bliss. That is our real nature. Not a single person likes ugly. Not a single person likes untruth. Not a single person likes, the suffering.
Absolutely agree with you.
Why? Because it is their real nature. They have nothing to do except going towards that direction.
But I also think the bodhisattva compassion idea is very critical.
Well, it is a discussion. We should stop here actually. Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschit dukkham apnuat, sarvastarotu durgani, sarvo bhadrani pashyatu, sarva sadbuddhimapnotu, sarva sarvatra nandatu, durjana sajjano bhuyat, sajjana shantimapnuat, shantamucchete bandhebhyo, muktoschanyan vimochayet. May all be happy, may all enjoy good health, may all see happy events, may all be freed from miseries, may all be freed from dangers, may all realize what is good, may all be actuated by noble thoughts, may all rejoice everywhere. May the wicked become virtuous, may the virtuous attain tranquility, may the tranquil be free from bondages, may the freed make others free. May the Supreme Spirit, the presiding deity of all sacred activities, be satisfied, for he being pleased, the whole universe will be satisfied. Om, peace, peace. Peace be unto you all. So I think I have announced all the events. what we are going to happen, what is in the pipeline. I request you all, please attend our 4th of July program here. I am sure you will enjoy. And all the others program, the musical program, etc., etc. So, thank you very much. Have a beautiful summer recess. And we have another event, actually, a meditation workshop in August. You can find the date in our bulletin also. Every year, 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, we organize meditation workshop at our San Jose house. So that will be in our San Jose house. You will know the dates of that in August. Thank you. And tea and coffee, as usual, will be served, which will be followed by prasad luncheon. You all are welcome. Thank you.